Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to do one of the most basic skills in cheerleading. It's called a toss hands. It is very beneficial in many ways. First, I'm going to go over how the bases procedure, and then I will go over the flyers procedure, and then I will talk a little bit about why you should definitely know how to do it. First, I'm going to go over the base procedure. Maddie, could you come stand right here, please? So for the base, the first step is to stand directly in front of your flyer and behind your flyer. And then the second step is you're going to place your hands on her hips like this. And when you both feel comfortable, you're going to call out a 1-2, and your flyer is going to dip just barely down, and you're going to dip with her. And as she jumps up, you're just going to follow her down and then follow her up. And then as she gets to this point, you're going to push through, and she's going to flick off of your wrists, and you're going to use your legs and your arms. And as she comes down, you're going to catch her feet at the top, resist through, and bring her down to the bottom, so you're resisting with your legs. You don't want your flyer just to land directly on top of you, because that's hard on her ankles and her knees. And it's just like basically jumping off of a 4-foot, 5-foot, whatever, because it's very hard on her. And after you have completed this part, you've gotten here, you want to make sure that your grip is okay. So your finger should be laying just on underneath her heel. And if your grip is messed up, you want to pop adjust and fix it, so that just in case you were to go on and move on to any other skills like a press extension or a press lib, you want to make sure that your grip is safe for her. After you know that you have everything correct, then you're going to, again, dip with your legs, pop off all the way to the top, and you're going to catch her at the top to make sure that she doesn't hit the ground very hard, and you're going to resist down and bring her down to the floor. When you do bring her down to the floor, you want to make sure that you are doing all of the work. If we were doing drills, your flyer's feet shouldn't even touch the ground. So now that all the boys know how to do their portion of the stunt, I'm going to show you the flyers portion. So ladies, when you're going to stand in front of your base, and when you feel him put his hands on your hips, you're going to push down on his wrists, and you're going to dip just barely, enough to get a good jump. And then you're going to jump as hard as you can, and you're going to feel him push you up, and you're going to flick off just like how she just did on my wrist. You're going to flick off of his wrist to give yourself a little bit of momentum and help him get you up there. And as you feel yourself going up, you want to squeeze your muscles. You want to look just like this, and you're going to keep your hands to your side. You shouldn't go into a high V in the hands. You always keep your hands to your side. And when you feel him catch your feet, he's going to resist a little bit, and he might have to adjust his grip, so you're going to feel a couple pops. You just want to stay tight and make sure that you're doing what you can to make sure that he's not getting hurt underneath you. So after he fixes his grips and everything's okay, he's going to say 1-2. He's going to resist, dip down, pop you off. When you get popped off, you're just going to clean. You're going to grab his wrists as you come down. When he grabs your hips, you're going to grab his wrists to help him out a little bit so that he's not doing all of the work. And as he brings you down, you're just going to continue, land, and clean. This right here is what we call a clean position. As you can see here, we're both in a clean position. That is what you should be at before and after the stunt is carried through. So congratulations, everybody. You all know how to do this. Now I'm going to tell you why it's important that everybody should know how to do it. Number one, it's one of the easiest skills in cheer to know. So it's super easy to learn, and once you know it, it's just like walking. Number two, it's something that you can do like at gatherings or parties or whatever, like just to entertain people. Number three, It's actually a great way to stay in shape. It's a very simple way that cheerleaders stay in shape. They'll continuously just keep doing that. Some bases will push to extension, come back down, pop off, go back up, push to extension. It's a really good way to stay in shape because for the flyer, it works all of your muscles from literally your calves all the way through to your shoulders. Same with the base. It works your legs because you have to be using your legs to absorb so that your flyer doesn't feel unsafe. And it works your upper body and your biceps as well, obviously, because you're lifting her. So those are some really good reasons why you should know how to do it. It's a great way to stay in shape, et cetera, et cetera. So now that I've gone through everything, I'm just going to recap on what we've talked about today. We talked about the basis procedure on how to do a toss hands. We talked about the flyers procedure, and we talked about why it can be beneficial to you. I hope that everyone can make good use of knowing how to do this skill now. And actually, where's the clicker? I don't have the clicker. In this video, his grip was bad and he never bothered fixing it, so don't follow his example in the grip. He caught my toes. You're supposed to catch the heels, and if you do catch toes, adjust, make sure your flyer feels safe, and then pop off. So I just figured I'd show you an example of how to completely carry through the skill before I do come to a close. But I do hope that everyone can put this skill to use. If you do decide to try it, don't try it at home. Make sure you have mats, and make sure you always have a spot. Thank you.